the Wiley Vision studio in Spokane, Washington. The Stephen James Wiley Show.
Greetings, loved ones. I am coming to you live from the confines of my full-sized SUV. There is a light skiff of snow upon the earth, and it is falling all around me, although it's not going to probably stick or create much of a winter wonderland, which has largely eluded us this winter here in the Spokane Inland Empire, and I'm disappointed. But I'll take what I can get. I am about to go play some tennis. It's almost time for midweek tennis. I play with my dad and our friends who we have a really good time with. I'm hoping to play well, although I've been out of commission for a week plus because I've not been feeling well. So fingers crossed. It could be rough, but even if I can just get the old lungs moving, get the old lung butter flowing. It's gross, and it sounds gross. I don't like saying that. It makes me feel weird. Anyhow, we're going to do a commercial break. When I come back, I'll be in the studio, and tennis will be over, just like that. So I will see you in just a little bit.
American Septic, proudly serving Phoenix, Arizona, and surrounding areas since 1953. At American, we can pump, clean and repair your current septic system with ease. Or we can design and install a brand new state-of-the-art system. No matter the problem, our Crackerjack crew of expert technicians have got you covered. Every Jack, Jill, and Diane gets a thrill when they hear the American pump truck coming up the road. American Septic. Find us on the World Wide Web at americanseptic.com. That's americanseptic.com.
I made it. I'm back. And tennis was good. It got the lungs moving, which I appreciated. And if that's all that I did, that was huge because it just sucks to be sick, and it all ends up, for me, it always ends up in my lungs. It's in my face, it's my sinuses, that's what goes nuts. The whole world could get malaria, and I would get a sinus infection. The whole world gets, tuberculosis. I got a sinus infection. It doesn't matter what it is, I'm going to get a sinus infection. That's just how it goes for me. So, and that's okay, as long as you know, I guess. I always have a battle plan. I always know what I do. I have my industrial strength sinus rinse machine, which is pretty amazing, to be honest with you. It's like a nitty pot with 500 horses behind it. It's pretty sweet. Tennis, I won one set. We played 3 sets. I won one set with my partner. Actually, a guy who I might have as a guest on this show. He's a wonderful human being, highly intelligent, much smarter than me. He actually went to school. Crazy. People who go to school, whatever. It's pretty sweet. So I won with him. Otherwise, and he beat everybody. And it's a whole psychological study. I don't want to get into it because it frustrates me to no end. But I did play well. I also had some bad moments. For me, it's a huge, there's a book called The Inner Game of Tennis. I think that's what it's called. And there is something, and it's in all sports, golf too, but there's something so perplexing and vexing about watching the flow of energy go in a tennis match. And you feel when it's for you, and oh, baby, it's sweet. There is sweet honey flowing. It's just feels good, tastes good, looks good. You're good. And then when that energy turns and you suck, and you are doing the same thing and you're hitting the ball into the net, or you're hitting it out, or you're slow and your body literally doesn't respond to a ball coming at you that you hit perfectly 3 minutes earlier. And when you feel They call it momentum. You've got the mo. You got momentum, baby. Whatever. It's real. But what do you do? Like, I was watching the game yesterday, Ohio State and Oregon, right? And that first, basically, 28 minutes, 27 minutes of the game, Ohio State owned the psychology of that game. Oregon is a good football team, and they could not find their heads. And it's a study. You felt it. You saw it. You thought there's no hope. They actually outscored Ohio State, I think, like 21-7 or something, the rest of the game, but it didn't matter. They'd already lost it in the first, and my dad and I got our butts kicked today. It sucked. We won the first game. It felt good. I didn't make any errors. And then it just starts unraveling in front of you, and you can't figure it out. You can't grab the energy. There's something to that. You probably know it as well as I do, and you've probably analyzed it yourself. You're probably smarter than me, and you have, some special thing you do that fixes that. But whatever it is, I didn't have it today. I had to find the mojo with my buddy Mike, who had the mojo. And you know what? God bless him for that. I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm just glad I got to play with a winner, right? Well, I'm sure you all saw that there was like a terrorist attack in New Orleans, and then some guy killed himself and blew up a Tesla in front of a Trump hotel in Vegas. Apparently the two are unrelated. Way to start the new year, right? I don't even know what you do with that. It's devastating. Like, everybody talks about this stuff, and you can all read the headline. I'm not going to read it for you. I'm not going to tell you all the details. You probably already know. Everybody reads their crap wherever they get it. I read a lot of the Wall Street Journal or Politico.com. Those are kind of my two go-to things. But it's like, I don't know what drives a person. The one guy, he's a religious Fruit Loop Muslim, Islamic, whatever. Need to kill it's the same story. We've heard it so many times. I don't understand it, but it's a thing. And then the other guy, he kills himself and blows up at least it seems like he killed himself. That's what they're saying. But I don't know what drives a person to do these things. And so I won't elaborate on it, but it's disturbing and upsetting. And, yeah. So there you go. I'll let you if you want to dive into the details of that stuff, you have fun with it, but it's really depressing, and it's very sad for the folks who lost loved ones. I can't even imagine. Cannot imagine. The new guy just got elected mayor of San Francisco, Levi Strauss Ayre. What's his name? Daniel Lurie. Hopefully he makes some good things happen there, San Francisco is a great city, and it kind of went nutty. But I've been working on a bit, and I don't know if I can introduce it today or not, but should I? Yeah, I think, okay, let's just do it. I had a candidate, and I was going to maybe save it for another episode, but I have an intro. It's Julius Eckelman and the Frankfurt Harmonics. They are going to intro this new bit that I hopefully will repeat. It's called The Boob of the Day, and here we go. I'm thinking about boobs every Saturday morning. I'm thinking about boobs even when I go to bed. I'm thinking about boobs every Saturday morning. And when I wake up, it's 'cause they're smacking me on my head. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. That song makes my heart so infinitely happy. All right, our first boob of the day is Hamilton, Canada. I think this is near Toronto. Might be a suburb. I don't know, but it's near there. According to the internet, December 18th, 2024, Hamilton police respond to an attempted bank robber. Investigators learned a lone male suspect arrived at a financial institution on a bicycle. Leaving the bike outside by the building, entering the business, the suspect approached a bank teller, passed a note demanding cash, and verbally threatened the employee while motioning they were in possession of a weapon. But I had a friend who robbed a bank. I don't know if I should tell you. He went to jail. The suspect was confronted by other employees in the bank. My friend had a weapon. He showed it to him. Maybe that's why you don't show him the weapon, because then they can get you for showing the weapon. This guy didn't show the weapon, as we see. And the suspect fled empty-handed. But upon exiting the building, somebody had stolen his bicycle. So he then apparently ran away. This is the police report on their website. The dazed and confused male then kicked their legs into high gear and escaped north on Upper Paradise Road. That's what they wrote. That's awesome. He didn't show the weapon, though, so I think his charge will be less. But now they are trying to find him, and they haven't found him. The guy got away. And they're trying to find the bike thief, who was a male wearing all black. This guy, they have pictures of him, but he's got a mask on, sunglasses, a black jacket with fur trim. Guy had a little class, a little taste. Anyhow, that guy, we don't know his name because he never got caught, but he gets to be the first boob of the day. Is it an awesome boob of the day? I don't know. It's a good start, though. I do think two boobs are better than one, so I found a second boob of the day just because I thought it was fun. I had Grok help me on X, the AI on X. Not as helpful as ChatGPT. We'll talk about ChatGPT another time, but here is this is you might have two boobs here just alone. Maybe this should have been. Anyhow, our second boob of the day is a Russian robber. This is via a Russian news source, so they probably made the whole thing up. No, it's probably real. But a Russian robber broke into the salon of a 28-year-old hairdresser who was armed with significant martial arts training. The woman held the 32-year-old armed robber captive for 2 days as her personal sex slave. He was gagged, kept handcuffed to a radiator with pink furry handcuffs, and allegedly fed Viagra before being forced into intercourse with the woman on multiple occasions. After 48 hours of punishment, the man was released from his prison. He went straight to the hospital for treatment for a torn, I'm not sure what that is, and then he went to the police to report Olga for actions of a sexual nature. The shocked police arrested Olga, who promptly reported Victor for the robbery. What a bastard, Olga complained. Yes, we had sex a couple times, but I bought him new jeans, gave him food, and even gave him 1,000 rubles when he left. I don't know how much money that is. They are both now arrested and being held on charges in Russia. There's law and order in Russia. I don't care what anyone says. So there you go. Those are the two boobs of the day. And really, it could be three, but we'll just go with two. I mean, if you're stupid enough to end up the guy handcuffed to the radiator, that doesn't sound fun. That's bad. That reminds me of a movie called Three in the Attic. I don't know if any of you have watched it. You probably haven't, because it's a late 60s, maybe mid 60s movie. Was probably considered really subversive for the time. It's this guy, good-looking dude. He's dating, and it's all like, it's mid to late 60s. Because I tell you what, women in the mid to late 60s were never as beautiful as they were then. I don't know what it is for me, but it's a thing. Anyhow, he starts dating this beautiful gal. They hit it off. It's a whole thing. And then, sure enough, he's a dirtbag and he starts cheating on her with this other gal. And then he cheats with this other gal. And I think he was going to like marry the one girl, the first one. And then they all figure it out and they imprison him in an attic. And then they all proceed to use him intimately on their own schedules until he's pretty much almost dead. And then this is the weirdest part, is at the end, they let him out, and I think the first girl forgives him, and they're like, everyone's like, oh man, that was it. That's a shame. We shouldn't have done that. Let's be in love anyway. And I think they like kind of ride off into the sunset together. And he's, a reformed, loyal, loving companion. I might be misremembering that, but I think that is how it ended, which is just wonderful. If I could be so smart as to write something that clever. Which brings me to another B movie that I watched. I want to recap. I don't even know if it would be a B movie. It's a British comedy. It's called Carry On Camping, 1969. A pair of likely lads trick their girlfriends into accompanying them to a nudist colony, but it turns out to be a family campsite. After they are persuaded to stay, the boys manage to find more mischief to occupy themselves when a coachload of teenage schoolgirls arrives at the site. I know it's not a nudie movie, but it's for 1969. It was probably pretty up there. It's funny, a lot of British funny to it. The ladies are very funny in that British women. One guy's married and his wife is just, driving him nuts, and of course he's not getting laid or anything. And then the other two guys, it's amazing. One of these guys he's just an old, crusty dude. And he's, of course, thinking he can hit on everybody. And at one point, he's like hitting on one of the high school girls. It's really weird. And nothing happens, of course. But it's funny. It's very British. I enjoyed it. And apparently there's a bunch of other ones called Carry On. Carry On this, Carry On that. There's a whole British comedy series of that era. It's funny. Not family friendly, probably, although it depends on your family. If you got teenagers, they could probably watch it. I'm not sure they would like it. It's dated, but anyhow, it's another one I watched in my enormous binge of movie watching, and it was fun. I like the British. I think they're funny. I think they're funny folks. Oh, and then a movie that I'm gonna look at. And I want to watch it, actually, and you might want to check it out. It's called The Dead Don't Hurt. And here's the thing that's fascinating to me about it, is Viggo Mortensen, you would know him from Lord of the Rings. Viggo Mortensen wrote it, he directed it, he stars in it, and he even did the music for it. It did get nominated for an award for the Directors Guild of Canada, and it won the Almeria Western Film Festival. And it has a pretty good Rotten Tomatoes score, IMDb rating, and it is streaming on Paramount Plus, so I can watch it there. Sweet. I am going to watch this, and I want to talk about it. I might watch it with my friend Gus Sabastinas. Justin, he was my first guest ever on this show. And he's a screenwriter, and we want to watch a movie together, and then we want to talk about it on the show because it's fun. And this show is about having fun and kind of avoiding as much of the horrible shit as we can in the world. A side note, football. I don't talk about football much yet on this show, but I do love football a lot, and I just wanted to note Patrick Mahomes did not get into the Pro Bowl this year. Although, is it called the Pro Bowl? The Pro Bowl games. Anyhow, it's the first time, I think, in forever he hasn't. Since he became the starting quarterback. So, doesn't mean he's a bad quarterback or anything. It's just interesting that statistically, he really didn't have a great year so far, and yet they are dominating the league. We'll see if that continues. But I do. If you don't know, I love the Seahawks. It's been a rough year to be a Seahawk fan. I'll get into it at some point, and that might be the episode you don't want to listen to because you don't care about the Seahawks, but I friggin' do, and I've got friends who do, and at some point we'll talk about that. But I just thought it was interesting. 9 Ravens, 7 Lions got into the Pro Bowl rosters, but Patty Mahomes, brother Patty, did not get in there. So, fun fact for your day. So that's the day. I hope you enjoyed that. This show is an evolution because I'm doing more of this solo stuff. I do want to have more friends come in here, but it's really hard to get people who have lives and jobs and shit to do to come on to my show. And when they do, and I'm excited about it. But in the meantime, I'm trying to come up with things that I enjoy talking about and share it with you and hope you have the best day. And I am grateful that you make me a part of your day for whatever portion of the day you do. And, have a beautiful one out there. I'm going to keep enjoying whatever we get of this snow. It's still snowing. It's been snowing for a few hours, but none of it's sticking. So the rest of the nation apparently is getting really, really cold, but it's not happening here. So it's missing us. And that's kind of Spokane in a nutshell. That could be our city motto. Spokane. Whatever's happening in the world, it's missing us. And that's kind of a comfort sometimes, to be frankly honest with you. All right. Love and peace to you and your heart from my heart. All right? Take care.